There's a dark cloud hanging over Cleveland, and it's not just about losing games. It's about a young quarterback who many believe is being held back on purpose. Yes, we're talking about Shedeur Sanders, once a college superstar, now caught in what some fans are calling a sabotage scheme by his own NFL team, the Cleveland Browns. But is this just a conspiracy, or is there actually something sinister happening behind the scenes? Let's dive in. Before the NFL draft, Shedeur Sanders wasn't just another quarterback prospect, he was a phenomenon. Coming off a spectacular season with the Colorado Buffaloes, Sanders threw for over 4,000 yards and 37 touchdowns, numbers that had everyone talking about him as a legitimate Heisman Trophy contender. Scouts, analysts, and even former players were convinced that Shedeur was destined to go in the first round. Many projected him as a potential #1 overall pick, with teams like the Las Vegas Raiders and the New York Giants showing strong interest. It all seemed set in stone, until everything changed. As draft day approached, the narrative shifted dramatically. Out of nowhere, Cam Ward from the University of Miami climbed the rankings and ended up being taken first overall by the Tennessee Titans. And while that surprised a few people, what happened next stunned everyone. Round after round went by, quarterback after quarterback got their name called, but not Shedeur Sanders. By the time the dust settled, 5 quarterbacks had been drafted ahead of him. Finally, in the 5th round, with pick number 144, the Cleveland Browns selected Shedeur Sanders. What should have been a dream come true quickly turned into the beginning of a nightmare. Something isn't right in Cleveland. When training camp began, Sanders was listed as the 4th quarterback on the roster, the last option behind several others. But after the team moved on from Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco, Shedeur climbed up to the backup spot behind rookie starter Dillon Gabriel. Things seemed to be improving until the games began. The only game Sanders missed was against the New England Patriots, reportedly due to a back injury. But here's where things get strange. Despite Gabriel struggling game after game, head coach Kevin Stefanski has made zero indication that Sanders will ever get a chance to prove himself. ESPN Cleveland's Aaron Goldhammer recently summed up the bizarre situation perfectly. There's something going on here that is weird, strange, and dysfunctional. There's more than meets the eye. And he might be right. Gabriel's recent performance against the Patriots was downright awful. 2 interceptions, several costly mistakes, and absolutely no rhythm on offense. The fans booed, the analysts criticized, and yet Stefanski doubled down, announcing that Gabriel would remain the starter even as the Browns head into their bye week. So what's really going on? Is this just stubborn coaching, or is there something deeper? Because from the outside, it looks like Shedeur Sanders is being deliberately sidelined. In fact, some insiders believe he could even be demoted back to 3rd string, leaving Bailey Zappa as the main backup. That would be shocking, especially when you consider that in his one real opportunity during the preseason against the Carolina Panthers, Sanders looked sharp, composed, and confident, throwing 2 touchdown passes that showcased his natural talent and football IQ. This is why so many people are starting to believe there's something cruel about what's happening. Shedeur Sanders has all the tools, the accuracy, the poise, the leadership, but for some reason the Browns just refuse to give him a fair chance. And that's led to one haunting question echoing across Cleveland. Is Shedeur Sanders being sabotaged? Because when you connect the dots, the late draft fall, the lack of playing time, the refusal to let him compete, it starts to look less like coincidence and more like a pattern. A pattern that suggests someone in that organization doesn't want him to succeed. Maybe it's politics, maybe it's ego, or maybe it's fear of being proven wrong. But whatever it is, fans are waking up to it. They're watching, questioning, and demanding answers. So what do you think? Is Shedeur Sanders really being sabotaged by the Browns, or is this all just bad luck and bad timing? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear what you believe. And if you're someone who thinks Shedeur deserves his shot to shine, hit that like button and share this video so the message gets louder. Because sometimes, the truth in sports isn't just on the field. It's hidden behind the decisions no one wants to talk about. This is the story of Shedeur Sanders, the young star who may be fighting more than just opponents. He might be fighting his own team.